Hey, everybody, it's me, James Yan from Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. You guys are going to definitely want to check out this episode because we discuss, is $50,000 too much for a teacher's bonus? Then we do a top 10 of how do you know it's a teacher on The Price is Right. Then we're going to do something really cool. Devin's doing a teacher wish list. He's going to be giving away $5,000 worth of things that you guys need. So be sure to tune in now. Hey, everybody, and welcome. This is Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. I am James Yan, joined in studio with
Devin. Thanks for tuning in. And no, it's good. Inside joke. Anyways.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, James.
Thank you guys for being here today, man. I always enjoy this show, but thank you for letting me actually introduce everything today.
Yeah.
This is actually good.
I know. I passed it off to you last second.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay.
You weren't ready.
We're not. Let that be a lesson to all you teachers out there. Always prepare.
Yep, absolutely. And work where needed.
That's right.
But no, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
And thanks for sharing the podcast. We're going up in the rankings. Pretty soon we'll be right next to Alex Jones and Joe Rogan.
Is that the bar?
That is the bar, I guess.
Jones.
Yeah, but no, thanks so much for tuning in and laughing with us and having a good time. And, I want to start off, we'll just go straight into it. I had a request on our last episode that somebody said, hey, can you guys discuss tutoring for once?
Ooh.
Because there's a lot of teachers out there that have left the profession or never entered it in the first place and just went straight on to tutoring. And there's some that do quite well at tutoring because tutoring is more of a one-on-one, small groups. I've seen, I was thinking about signing up my son for Sullivan Learning Center, and it was like, 1-on-5 teacher ratio and teacher-student ratio. And I thought that was pretty cool, but tutoring to me is a whole different beast than teaching.
It is. My wife, I know you don't know this, used to be a tutor.
Really?
Yes, Michelle was a tutor.
Know that.
Yes.
What did she tutor?
Math.
I almost said, what did she toot? Like it's a
well, broccoli.
Like it's something that you do.
Yeah.
She was a tutor. Oh, she tooted.
Yeah, he tutored. That's funny.
Yeah.
Actually, math, man. My wife's quite proficient at math, as was my son, who became a mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
So yeah,
stay at every episode.
I do. I'm gonna keep saying it until he pays me back.
That's right.
But yeah, 2 years she did it, man.
Awesome.
And she was really good at it.
That's really cool. And she did like one-on-one?
One-on-one.
Yeah.
She would go to their houses and whatnot, meet them at libraries. But yeah, she said it was rewarding because the kid learned so quickly when it was a one-on-one.
That's the good thing, but it's also, to me, like the downside of tutoring. And I don't think that, because don't you tutor yourself out of the job?
Yes.
I mean, I just think of it. I'm not a tutor. I was one, and I'll just tell you all about that shortly.
Okay.
Because that was a miserable one.
Oh.
Yeah, I was not good. But tutoring to me is like you want to do good.
Yeah.
But then it has like an end game of, they're proficient. Great. We don't need you.
Well, you can look at it that way, or you can look at it like, look, I did my job. Now it's time to move on and go help someone else.
Yeah, but that's it's got to be hard. How does she find clientele?
She worked for a service.
Okay.
Yeah, she worked for a service, and they would actually schedule her to be with different children.
Well, that's kind of cool. See,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because then, if it's some people are like independent and they just say, you know what, I'm tutoring this child, and hey, friends, family, if anybody needs, and I'm like, you're kind of dependent on your network.
Your word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so it to me, it's always been like comedy where it's feast or famine. You're not sure. Am I going to have kids to tutor? Am I not? Can families afford that? I mean, if the economy starts to go down and you're a tenured teacher, you still have a job more than likely. The kids still need educated,
Yes.
but you're not going to see a lot of tutoring work because that's usually extra.
And I will say this, tutoring is not cheap. Honestly, I mean, it's not
Good
for
ones.
good ones, and not everybody can afford that. So it's a tough business.
It's almost like a personal fitness trainer.
Yes.
You know, it's like I would love to have that, but I can't afford a personal fitness
No.
trainer. You know, in a lot of families, you know, I thought to myself we should have a one-on-one for my child to hopefully learn to read better. And then I thought, okay, Sullivan, and then you see the numbers sometimes on some of this stuff, and you're like, whew, you know what? You don't need to read. I mean, like AI is, you know,
just tell me what's on that page.
Hey Siri, how do you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Siri turned on.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I figured she would. But yeah, so it was. I don't know. It's one of those things that I envy people that are able to make a really good career out of tutoring because you kind of choose your own hours. You don't have to do the 9 to 5. You know, you can say, okay, great work. Let's next Tuesday. Does next Tuesday work for you? You know, oh, I can't do Wednesday. I mean, that's kind of a cool thing.
To have that kind of freedom.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
And you're also not at the mercy of the school system and the school board and the directors. And, you know, is this the politics of it all? It's just you and the kid.
That's it.
Now, I would like to tell you about me being a tutor.
Okay, first off, how did you get into tutoring?
I didn't do it willingly.
Okay.
I was my first foray into teaching.
Yeah.
I was in high school. I was 16. And I obviously was in the gift. Obviously, was in the gift.
Oh man, it goes without saying.
A lot of people watch this and they're like, "I don't even comprehend his level of intelligence." We have to dumb it down.
We do. We do.
But anyway, so here's the thing: I started tutoring when my mom met somebody who it was a lawyer and another lawyer. I think they were both lawyers.
Okay.
Or, no, lawyer in real estate. And they had a multi-million-dollar mansion on an island in Brevard County. And they had a son who needed a tutor.
Okay.
And they were like, will your child be willing to tutor our son? And it's $25 an hour, which was huge back then.
Yeah,
even
man.
huge today for the most part. And they were like, yeah, just a few hours after school each day. And I mean, it was like every day I could go over there and tutor.
What?
Yeah. Well,
Uh-oh.
here's the thing. I was a good tutor for about the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
He had a lot of cool stuff.
Of course he did.
And I didn't have that cool stuff.
None of it.
And I saw he had street basketball on Dreamcast. He had, or PlayStation, I don't remember where he had all of them.
He had everything.
He had a full basketball court. He had
Your kryptonite.
all the cool stuff that I wanted to do.
Yes.
And so I started offering him rewards. I was like, hey, you know, I'll play basketball with you one-on-one if you finish this homework. And at first it was a great motivator.
Yeah.
But then also I was like, I really want to play basketball right now.
Okay.
The answer to number 7 is B.
Aw.
So let's go play basketball.
Damn.
I was a kid. I was 16. Kids shouldn't tutor other kids.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
And he was like, I was 16. He was like, I don't know, 11, 12. And so, man, we lowered his basketball hoop, and I was out there just like dunking on this child. And his parents would like pull up, and I'm like pouring in sweat. And they're like, how's tutoring going? I'm like, great.
It's vigorous.
This kid's learning not to go left. Because I will throw it down on the right.
How long did that last?
Not long.
Okay.
Not long at all. He, you know, I started with good intentions.
You did.
I just was in a candy shop when I went over to his $1 million mansion full of a full workout facility and awesome basketball court and all the PlayStation games you could imagine. I mean, everything this kid had.
Oh, my
And I was like, I don't blame you, dude. You don't have to learn.
No.
You have it all.
Yes. He's learned already that he's rich.
I know.
Yes, he's good.
I mean, not only rich, like disgustingly rich. I mean, a lawyer and a real estate agent. Top tier, by the way.
Yes.
Making millions of dollars a year. You know, I mean, like, I think I would have been great at it if we had met at like a library.
Yeah.
I was just too tempted.
Too many distractions,
Yeah.
man.
So
Gotcha.
that's another reason why I could never be a tutor is, to me, I need the structure of school.
That makes sense.
I get too sidetracked, you know. I don't even want to think about.
You're like the puppy squirrel.
Yeah, I don't want to think about the possibility because both of my kids have ADHD diagnosed. I probably do.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it. It's one of those things where I go, yeah, all the signs point to it, but I'm comfortable in my life.
Yes.
I've learned to manage the chaos up here.
There you go.
So I'm gonna go with that. You know, and so I think though, as a tutor, I can't let that I can't be in that situation.
Really?
I have to have the structure.
You got to. My wife thrived at it. Like I said, she did very well. And no matter where they would meet, like she would do well. Like the kids would still write her after she stopped being their tutor and be like, thank you so much, Mrs. Yon. You did great. Like I'm doing so much better now. Look what I got.
Wow.
Like they were really like happy to share the good
She
news.
never thought about becoming a teacher after that?
No.
Yeah.
My she was a teacher to 4 of our kids.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one-on-one tutoring, I think is it's a different beast, and I applaud the people that are able to do it, make it a career. There's a lot of teachers that made that leap, especially during COVID. They were like, you know what? I'm not letting the district, decide my fate.
No.
I'm going to decide my own fate. So shout out to all those tutors out there. You're amazing. You are teachers as well.
They are.
I think a very specialized group of people that I obviously could never do. Sorry
Devin
about
could
that.
not do it.
Yeah, he learned.
He did learn.
He learned in the paint. And trust me.
Keep your hands up.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
All right, now let's go into the teachers in the news. Starting off with some interesting teachers fighting back news. These first 2 stories are teachers that are actually pushing back in ways that I didn't even think about, but I think this is the future. There's a lot of teachers that go, hey, I've suffered from mistreatment. I've suffered from, kids calling me names. I've suffered from physical violence in the school. I've suffered from bullying myself. And now one of them is suing. Teacher is going to sue the students, the district, over the students' racist behavior and lack of discipline. A black teacher has decided, listen, I've been discriminated enough against by these students, and by the lack of discipline against the students, they're being racist towards me. Nobody's stepping in. Therefore, you have to pay.
Now, first hearing this, it sounds crazy this day and age because of everything that's going on in this country, that there is any kind of tolerance for that kind of behavior when you say racist towards a teacher.
The more I travel and see rural parts of the country, there's a lot of rural parts of the country that aren't exposed to cultures, and they aren't exposed to different races, and they aren't exposed to different ideologies. And when you have isolation, you also have fear.
Yes.
And when you have fear, you have intimidation, and it's a cycle. So this teacher said she began working in the district in 2021 as a behavior instructor teacher and a boys basketball coach. Since then, she held the position of track coach and currently works in special education. In the lawsuit, said that from the time he began working, he has been the target of racially motivated abuse and harassment by students. The students referred to him often by the N-word, and several coworkers witnessed the incident, did not challenge the students' behaviors. So coworkers co-signing on this type of behavior is absolutely unacceptable. I will say this. One of the things I prided myself in as a teacher was stepping up when I saw kids doing things they weren't supposed to in the school. Okay. There's a lot of teachers that would walk past and go, not my class.
Not my problem.
And I would go, no. That's in our school. That's not how we act in our school.
Makes sense.
And this is something that I think should have apparently been stepped up. The matter was reported to the school over the next 3 months. Again, different students referring to this teacher by the same racial discrimination language that they're using, sticky notes with racist messages on it. It's been reported over and over and over again, and they continue to refer to this teacher as racial, in racial terms, and it's disgusting. Severe and persuasive daily use of racial slurs, racially charged language, and the district has yet to respond to the lawsuit that was filed. Do you think that we're in the age now where teachers are going to start suing for not being defended?
Here's what I'll say about that. Just because how our country works. We sue. If this works for these teachers and more start doing it, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because now they see that there's a way to make change. I have to do it legally, but there is a way that I can have my voice be heard. I can't believe a teacher has to go through hearing that every day and not one person, not one of our colleagues, a teacher stood up and said, hey, you can't use language like that.
Right.
And they keep going back. This person kept going back, trying to do their job.
Yeah, trying to do their job. And that's the thing. They're just there to work, and they're being subjected to this. And they're not stepping up. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to see it go further. I wish that in today's day and age, we could go, okay, which students called you this? Mm-hmm. All right, there they are, there they are, there they are, there they are. Great. Their parents are now named in the lawsuit. I think we should sue the parents.
Okay.
You can't raise your child to be a civil person that's cultivated at home.
You really believe
at home.
You wholeheartedly believe that, okay, they're learning this from somewhere and it's probably going to be home.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, and then if the kid goes, well, actually, my parents would never condone that. Okay, where'd you learn it?
Matt.
From that kid? Okay, let's talk to that kid's parents. We need to find the source. There's a source.
There is.
There is a root of this, and the root has to be what we attack. Mm-hmm. We keep attacking the branches, the principle, the this, the that. They're just branches on this tree. We got to go, what's causing this tree to grow?
Gotcha.
We got to get that out of there because we just keep fighting the wrong fight. It's at home.
Gotcha.
This racism comes from a generational thing.
I will say this. Those students have no fear.
None.
Come on. They're doing it every day and nothing's happening. They have no fear.
Yeah.
They've been taught no one's going to do anything about it.
Do you know the type of punishment that I would receive
Man,
if my mom got a phone call that I called a teacher or said that at all? You
wouldn't be here with us, Devin.
No, I'd be like crying in my hospital bed. I'd just be
a podcast with Obamacare. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. I don't.
It's shocking to us because none of us would ever do anything like that.
Yep. Now I want to take it a step further.
Okay.
We are going into the next article, which is another teacher that is taking it a step further. And I think this might be, again, something that we need to do as a society. A Jewish teacher resigned due to anti-Semitic comments that were made from a 12-year-old student. That 12-year-old student is facing criminal charges. A Jewish middle school teacher in Massachusetts resigned last month after dealing what he said was months of ongoing anti-Semitic harassment from one of his sixth grade students. Previously taught sixth grade. The 12-year-old now faces misdemeanor charges of criminal harassment. Yeah. I mean, this is nuts. I mean, a 12-year-old. Began in February this year. He tried to quiet the class one day. The child began shouting homophobic slurs and said he immediately removed the student from class. They held a restorative circle where the student and administrator reflected on the incident together. The student didn't actually say anything during the meeting.
Of course not.
I didn't even read that line. Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Anyways, it escalated further. Apparently, the teacher wore a Jewish kippah to school. Mm-hmm. During Passover, the student made hateful comments about the traditional head covering, prompting him to send him to detention. A few days later, he thought he got a written apology, but instead it was a violent drawing depicting Hitler standing over a dead person.
Oh my God.
I can't even read the rest of it.
It's vile. Yeah.
It's vile. Yeah. So, man, you see stuff like that, and
how are those kids getting away with that? And how do those kids feel emboldened to do it?
I don't know. And there's more. I mean, there's much more. The school did suspend the student and removed him from the class following the incident. But apparently, the student harassment persisted in the hallways. I would have a restraining order against that kid.
At some point.
And plus, the school's got to step up. Suspended the student? You're telling me a drawing of Hitler with a dead person on it and sent to a Jewish teacher? That's a threat.
That's a hate crime.
That's a violent threat.
Yes.
That should have been out.
Yes.
Done.
You would have called the cops. That's a threat.
Anyways, the union representing the person said that they have requested meetings with the district and upon conducting their own investigation decided that they needed to file a grievance on behalf of the entire staff at the middle school, violations of health and safety.
That's awful.
Goodness. Anyways, Yeah, terrible. And that student's now facing charges. First off, I mean, again, if at some point the parents had to have been called, the behavior still didn't stop. The parents need to face charges. So I don't know what to do. I don't know where this needs to go, but I think we're in the right step with teachers actually taking action.
Yes.
A lot of things that I've seen commented on my posts on Teacher Misery. I follow her Facebook page. A lot of things that I see, I'm like, that's illegal. Mm-hmm. Let's get charges going.
Yes.
Let's file them.
And why do you think it's taking this long for teachers to do this?
A lot of times the union doesn't step up.
Gotcha.
I love the unions. I do. I think that they step up and fight for the rights of the teachers in a good, positive way. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to defending individual teachers and actually putting their legal expertise behind this to protect the kids, I don't think they step up as much as they should.
Got it.
And I think it's just because they're stretched thin. You can't have 400 lawyers, working for one local union. No. Usually they have one. And
wow.
And it's just advice, really. It's not meant to be action oriented.
It's legal advice more.
All right, this one. Florida math teacher is canned after comparing students' skin color to coffee roasts. You sit here and you think 2 steps forward. And then we go back. This was in Florida. This was
you don't say.
An idiotic move from a teacher. Apparently, the teacher was ousted from his job. The kids were laughing and talking about something where they were apparently insulting each other on skin tone. And they were teasing each other, and he interjected in the back and forth and said, if you're going to tease each other, at least make it fun and be creative, and then put on the board 3 pictures of 3 different students with the different coffee roasts that their skin tone would represent. Extra cream, medium roast, dark roast, next to the kids.
That is exactly what your last day of teaching looks like.
It does.
Yeah.
But he said this guy obviously was trying to make a joke, and it was not well received.
Yeah.
And he even said, he said, that was really stupid of me. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, teachers, you're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You try to engage and connect with the kids.
You try to connect.
You try to be funny.
Uh-huh.
Just remember, they have TikTok, and they will Snapchat you and put it online, and you are not in the courtroom of the kids. Nope. You are in the courtroom of public opinion
That's
at that point.
The kicker.
And you'll lose your job. Next one, this one. Big bonuses, bigger risk for Oklahoma's new teacher program. This one is one of those that you sit and go, wow, that's great. But then you also go, yeah, I get it. There is a big new teacher bonus program that apparently they are saying is a risky policy. They are trying to recruit teachers from outside Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. James, that you can get up to $50,000.
What?
Yeah, if you are an experienced veteran teacher and you are moving outside the state to teach in Oklahoma, they will give you a one-time bonus of up to $50,000.
That's a heck of a bonus, man.
It is. That sounds great, right?
Yeah.
How would you feel if you're a teacher in Oklahoma?
Well, you'd feel like you got cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You stayed.
I stayed here, yeah.
That's the thing, though. It applies to people that left and were out for a year. You could technically leave the profession, come back in a year, and get a bonus. Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming back. Well, what about me? I stayed for that year.
Yeah, what do I get for this?
Yeah, so, I don't know. It's interesting to me because the bonus, I get it. We need to pay incentives to teachers.
Yes.
But let's also stop neglecting the ones that are there.
That stayed.
They're in the battlefields,
yes.
and they're fighting it out.
Yeah.
I don't.
But we're going to give it to this new private
Yeah.
who came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being off in war and then this new guy comes in and he's got on full body armor and you're like, wait a minute.
Wait.
And it's like, yeah, I came over from the war over there and they were like, hey, we'll give you body armor. It's like, but I'm fighting too. It's like, well, yeah, here's your baseball cap. Have fun.
Well, not for long.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm not really entirely okay with this. It seems like an enormous incentive.
That is.
I think it's almost too much. I don't know that $50,000.
Bite your tongue, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
$50,000 is a lot of money. And I think it's too much. I think we can entice people to move for 20 grand,
Well,
30 grand.
You could have gave people 20 and then just did something also for the people staying.
Yeah. Extra 30, divide it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, but I got a lot of things from Oklahoma. They're not happy with their, new Secretary of Education over there, and they've made it known. And we're going to talk more about that on a later episode. Okay. Shout out, by the way. There is a Pamlico County teacher, middle school teacher, Sherry Hale, is one of 24 North Carolina teachers named as a finalist for the North Carolina Center for Teacher Advancement of Teaching, Career and Technical Education Teacher of the Year Award. I love it.
Oh, wow.
I love it. That is a big thing to say. But
North
Carolina Center for Advancement of Teaching, 2023, Career and Technical Education. By the time you get done announcing the award's over.
That's right.
we're moving on to 2024.
There you go. Congratulations to her, though.
Now, congratulations to her. Now, that's very good for her.
Okay.
I just can't help but laugh.
Why?
I'm always looking for the joke,
Okay.
James. I'm always looking for the joke. The Teacher of the Year Award is the CTE Teacher of the Year Award. What's CTE?
I don't know.
You don't know what CTE?
I don't.
The brain damage in the NFL.
I'm not even relating it to football, but yeah, CTE.
I just thought that was hysterical to me. Like, I was like, the CTE award, who had the most brain damage? And then I was like, oh, it's a Teacher of the Year. Yeah, who had the most
brain damage? Yeah.
Who encountered the most aggressive brain damage from fighting it out in the classroom? But I said to myself, I was like, oh, man.
I didn't even see that.
Let's
I didn't
not
put that
go
together.
sometimes teaching, it gets so heavy on the acronyms that we just forget.
That's probably not a good one.
Yeah, that's not a good one. You know what? Let's just call it what it is. But then again, I obviously tried to read the title, and I don't think I would have. I think abbreviating is good.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't stick the landing.
Last one, James. There is a Milwaukee public school teacher that is living out her dream of being on The Price is Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a Price is Right contestant, Mary Seawald, said that she got to spin the wheel. She got on the game show The Price is Right. She's dreamt of being on the television show since she was a little girl. She was in utter shock. Apparently, this summer episode just aired this past week, and coincidentally, it was the same day her family held a get-together, and they got to see her on TV. That's really cool. Nice. So for years, she's been wanting to be on there. It doesn't say whether she won anything. She did make it to the showcase. Okay.
Yeah.
She said it was she did not make it to the showcase.
Oh, okay. Wow, man. You just took me on a roller coaster of emotions, man.
Sorry. Literally, I outbid you by $1. And you're like, oh, yeah. Oh, no. But yes. So I thought that was pretty cool. The teacher
awesome.
got to be on The Price is Right.
But she is a winner, though, because you know why?
Why?
She got to miss a whole day of school.
Oh, yeah.
She
absolutely.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that's pretty neat for a teacher to be
not
on
bad.
The Price is Right. I'd love to be on The Price is Right.
Why?
Just because growing up watching it.
Well, I think we all had to watch it. Like, my grandmother was one of those people. She watched The Price is Right every day.
Yeah.
And when I was staying with her, that's what we watched every single day. The Price is Right.
Price is Right at like 11 in the morning. And then right after that, you watched the local news for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then the soaps came on.
Her stories. That's what she
called
them.
Yes,
her
the stories came on. And then at around 2:33, Jerry.
Yes.
Yeah, Jerry Springer.
And let me just say, we should not have been watching that as children.
And it's funny, too, because it always timed out perfectly because I would watch it at like 2:30 on sick days, and my mom would get home at 3, and she would always walk in on his final thought. And she'd be like, that is such a good show.
Oh, yeah.
I see you watching that all the time. Because Jerry's literally sitting there like, we need to come together. And literally,
he just had 2 women mud wrestling.
10 minutes earlier, there was a white supremacist with just somebody in a headlock. And you're like, oh, my gosh. But I always thought it was funny. Now, teacher on Price is Right. That's got to be something different. I decided to write the top 10 ways to know you're a teacher on The Price is Right. A teacher on The Price is Right. So number 10, when you hear the words "come on down," you hide because you think you got called to the office. The principal wants me. I should know. Okay.
Scurry.
money. Okay.
Yeah.
When someone outbids you by $1, you call their mother.
How dare you?
Not. How dare you? What's her name? What's her name? Hello, Doris.
It's Doris.
Your son is a jerk. All right. The next one. Your new car comes pre-egged. That's more of a principal one, but yes.
That's funny.
When you see you want a vacation, you cry. Not because you're happy, but because of the amount of lesson plans you'll have to prep to take those days off. Oh, my goodness. The next one. You win a new laptop and the district has already inventoried it. Why is their logo on the back? This was mine.
Not anymore.
He took it. By the way, that is a very common thing.
I've heard.
Yes, and we'll discuss that in a second.
I've heard.
The next one. Your wheel spin lasts 27 minutes because you're so used to pulling down the projector screen. We'll be here a while.
It won't stay. It won't stay.
All right, the next one. You guessed the exact price on tissues, Lysol, and Tylenol because you buy them every day.
Nice. That was great.
Yes.
That's great.
All right. And the next way you can tell a teacher is on the Price is Right. You never listen to the audience advice because you remember your school district's testing scores. You're like, you know what? Maybe the masses don't have it right.
They don't.
No. All right. Number 2, every time you get your paycheck, you hear the fail horn too.
I love that.
Oh, no. And the last one. This is the number one way to tell you are a teacher on the Price is Right. You can relate to both Bob and Drew because after several years of teaching kids, you truly understand the desire to spade and neuter. You're like, you know what? No more children.
No,
let's
none.
just all of them.
Got it.
Yeah, love it. So, yes,
That was
shout
good,
out to
man.
them. Yeah, thank you
Very
so
nicely
much.
done.
I appreciate it. I do. Now, one thing I did want to tell everybody is, this is about the time. I don't know the exact air date of this episode, but I do want you to find me online on Facebook because every year around this time, I do a teacher wish list fulfillment giveaway.
That's right.
It's about that time. In a minute. Okay, so if you go onto my Facebook, you can comment your teacher wish list, and I will buy things. I buy them. You
do.
see my name there. I'll write a little thank you note, and I'll say enjoy. And I go in and I purchase them. I use my own money, spend about $5,000 to try to cover a teacher wish list. Sometimes I buy multiple things. I don't want to be that guy. I don't even just go for the cheapest thing on your list. If you're like, oh, I can't add pencils because he's just going to buy the $2 pencils. Nope. I buy sometimes easels. I buy volleyball nets. I buy big things. If you have something in there that you say you need, I will go into your list. I'll buy something. And not only that, I want to give this opportunity. If you have a business, you run, you're a teacher, you have an independent business, tutoring business. I have several that have done it for like 3 years in a row, several businesses. You can message me. And all I ask in order for me to promote your business on my Facebook, I do it during a video, a live, I'll even tag your business. I will promote your business if you simply send me a receipt showing that you purchased $50 in teacher supplies. So all I ask, that's the cheapest advertisement.
Awesome. No,
cheapest
that is
advertisement,
awesome.
hand down. And
Yes.
trust me, the teachers do help out. I always comment, I'm like, these businesses helped you and you should help them. And they go and they like your
Nice.
page, they follow you, they go, hey, let's check out this. And that's why I have every single year the same businesses come back because they're like, that was the best $50 investment we've ever had. And so they go in and they buy stuff
That's
for teachers.
awesome that you do that, man.
Yeah, so I really want to get that word out there. It's not affiliated with Clear the List. It's not a 501c and whatever. It's literally just me clicking buy, and then my bank flagging everything because I've just bought 700 items from Amazon and shipped them all to different addresses, and they're like, "What is this guy doing?"
Yeah,
but
it's a lot when Jeff Bezos calls. Hey, man, is everything all right?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
But it's true. But yeah, so I do that. I wanted to
awesome.
let you know, and also. If it's an Amazon teacher wish list, we can hopefully keep it off of the inventory of the district.
Yes.
And I say that because there's a lot of teachers out there that buy things for their class through Donors Choose and stuff. And Donors Choose is great, but your district, if they pick up on your Donors Choose, they will literally take whatever the donors chose to give you.
Wow.
And my mom, I remember she got iPads for her class, and she literally put her own money towards buying it, but other people donated too, and she bought them and brought them into class. And the tech guy came in and was like, "All right, let's inventory them," and they put their logo on the back, and they're theirs until
forever.
Yeah, and when you leave the school, that better be there. They're gonna scan for it.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
a lot of teachers know that. A lot of teachers know you bring in something and it's intended for your class, the district can just like,
Take
mine,
it. It's mine.
tag, mine. They literally just with the little scary movie, tiny finger, mine.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
That must break your heart, though. You're like,
Yeah.
man, I worked so hard to get these.
Yeah, especially because a lot of times it's your own money.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what blows my mind is that they're able to do that. So with this Amazon wish list, hopefully you keep these supplies that I'm buying you and go from there. So
Keep them in a safe place, and by safe we mean out of the
Yeah.
out of the eyes of the district.
Yeah, and one last thing I want to mention too, because I really need to remind people of this. Make sure you have a registered gift address.
Okay.
Sometimes I go in and I click on things, and if you don't have a registered gift address, it won't let me ship it to you.
Okay.
Because I don't know your address.
No.
And it doesn't know which address you prefer. Sometimes you have multiple. So registered gift address, post it on the teacher wish list. Let's get them filled.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like that, man. Thank you for doing that, Dev.
Yep, absolutely, man. I like to give back to the teachers. You know, I was in that position. Now, last thing I'm going to say on that topic, and then we'll wrap it up, is I did get some pushback for advertising products on my page.
Really?
Yeah. So on Amazon, sometimes there's deals. It's like I don't know, like 50% off markers. Mm-hmm. And I posted it. And teachers yell at me, and they go, "Why are you co-signing on teachers buying their own supplies?" Because teachers have to buy their own supplies.
Supplies, yeah. You're like, I know it's
get
going to
it.
happen.
I know in an ideal world,
Yeah.
the school district should pay for it,
Yeah.
but some don't.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you're just making money off the teachers. I make like $8 off of posting a product on my Facebook page. Do you know what products I post, James?
What product?
I post teacher products.
Yes, you do.
And I post only the best deals, the actual real deals.
Yes.
If I wanted to become an Amazon influencer and just post whatever, I would post TVs. I would post computers. You would see me talking on live like I'm on QVC. All right, we got some nice little orange soda here. We got this laptop. It's really light, James.
It's
You're going to want to buy one.
lightweight.
I don't do that.
you
But
don't.
I just simply post teacher stuff, and I make literally the most minimal amount of money, and it goes back to the teachers. So,
Yeah.
you know what? Stop. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't be like that. Some teachers have to pay for it. Good for you that you found a district where you don't, but some of us do. Yeah.
True indeed.
Yeah. What's that?
True indeed.
True indeed. Yeah. All right, James, where can people find you, my friend?
As always, you can find me on IG at James Yon Comedian, and now on Facebook, same thing, James Yon Comedian, YON.
Yep, Devin Siebold and devincomedy.com for all the upcoming tour dates and all the awesome things going on. I'm going to be speaking at a lot of schools. I hope I speak at your school. You know, contact me if you'd like. I do an amazing professional development / keynote. It's literally one of the top reviewed in the nation. And like seriously.
No,
and so you know, if your
You're good.
school is interested in having that, message me. My August and September are filling up. I mean, almost full. So, all right, James, it's been a pleasure. Hopefully
Always.
these people share all of our good stuff, and we'll see you back next week for a brand new episode of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. There might be a clip up there. There might be a clip down there. If it's got our face, if it's other people's stuff, come back. Don't click on that, you know. But us, suggested things. That's us. Crying in My Car. Devin Siebold, James Yon, board teachers. Watch. New trailer for Indiana Jones. No, don't do that. Don't do that.